Say it loud, but prove it. This is an investigative look into Sowore's accusation that Wike hid Florida homes. Omoyele Sowore, the longtime activist and publisher who made his name exposing alleged corruption, has again thrown a political grenade. He says the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike, and members of his family hold multi-million-dollar properties in Florida, bought with laundered public funds, and he has asked U.S. authorities to act on the petition. Please watch the video here, and I will be right back.
The minister himself had lied on TV that he didn't have any properties in the U.S. That the only property he had was a property that was donated to his wife by the wife's father or mother. I don't know which work they did or they were doing. But in investigating further, we found out there were 4 properties in the name of the wife that were then donated. Listen to this. They then donated the properties that were millions at $10 per property to their children. So you buy a property for $2 million, you then give it to your children at $10. One of them was given at $100. So that was where they were caught. And we know that Nigerian system is too weak to deal with those things. But honestly, the little I know about law, the territorial jurisdiction for that crime is Florida. Yes, yes, it's in Florida, and we have written the Attorney General of Florida to ensure that the investigation commences immediately to unravel how the monies got to the U.S. to buy those properties. There are millions of dollars at the time that the people of Rivers, where the minister formerly used to be governor, couldn't even afford clean water, good schools, and hospitals. So, further will get back to us. We also intend on pursuing the Nigerian side of things. We're still working on those things. So, but we want to thank Nigerians in the large numbers who have provided information. This is the first time that we crowdsource on finding information on a crime committed on Nigeria. People were sending information. We found hotels in Rivers, multi-billion naira hotels, hospitals, houses, lands in Abuja. There was a land in which we heard that he paid $8 billion and 8 billion naira in cash to buy a piece of land in a River Park Estate. So all these things are not going to go, even if the president of Nigeria refuses, or the EFCC that has an eagle that has now tied his eyes. If they cannot do anything, the people of Nigeria will do something about this. Because it's our resources that were stolen. So who is Larry Olayinka? Please, when we want to talk about serious things, don't mention people whose names I don't know. You understand? Even though they are Nigerian citizens, I'm more focused on people who are involved directly. Not, I don't like distractions when we have serious matters or this. This is an international matter. Yeah.
Okay, critics argue that while you raise awareness about activism and transparency in Nigeria, that it has not really translated into real political structure from your own end, and that if you haven't tested your lead by contesting at lower grassroots, do you think that is sensible enough?
I don't understand where the question came from. Do you know what it means to have taken on some of the most dangerous political struggles in the last 35 years? Is that not experience? For someone to look at the military in the eyes, military generals, and say, you must quit power, and we force them out of power. We are not talking about military generals who have never fought wars. I fought people who fought in the Biafran War. Abacha, Babangida. Yes, Ekomo generals. I fought against Buhari in this country until he died. I'm not attributing his death to myself. But I'm just saying that when he was alive and the president of Nigeria, I fought against him. So where is the lower level I need to go again? You know, which level is higher? When you have the big struggles, you say go and do it, Sowore. You now ask me to go back to local government. It's like putting a nuclear bomb inside a well.
Sorry, are you saying you are contesting? Are you declaring that you're contesting?
It's not about, I have always told you that my participation in the political space in Nigeria has nothing to do with election calendars. Those ones are for Rufai and Atiku and the rest of them. They are the ones who come every 4 years from Dubai or wherever they are hiding. I fight every day. You guys, I'm charged to court every day. This is my.
The allegation went beyond tweets and videos. Sowore's team reportedly lodged a petition with US authorities and circulated quitclaim deeds and other property records that they say tie several Winter Springs and Florida homes to Wike's wife and children. This is the sort of allegation that can sink reputations and alter political fortunes. But it also raises essential questions about evidence, motive, legal process, and the difference between public record and proof of criminality. As far as Nigeria context is concerned, Sowore alleges multiple properties in Seminole County and Winter Springs were bought in cash and then transferred to Wike relatives via quitclaim deed and other instruments that, in his words, amount to a textbook pattern of concealment and money laundering. His legal filings and public posts name specific addresses and attach what his team describes as US county records. He has furthermore asked Florida authorities to investigate, seek forfeiture where appropriate, and impose visa bans on Wike and his family. Those filings have been picked up and amplified by online outlets and diaspora groups, some of which have launched petitions and public campaigns calling for EFCC or US probes. Wike and his camp, on the other hand, have not gone silent. The minister has publicly denied personally owning US properties, and his aides have said the properties in question belong to in-laws or relatives who are US citizens. In some versions, will to his wife and children, and therefore are not evidence of illicit enrichment by Wike himself. Wike's team has also characterized Sowore's campaign as politically motivated. Several outlets reporting the exchanges note Wike's insistence that he has nothing to hide. That response is important, very, very crucial, because it highlights the legal distinction between nominal title and beneficial ownership, and it points to the limits of public records as proof of corruption. Public property records can show who holds title at a point in time and the amount paid, and quitclaim deeds can document intra-family transfers. Those records are commonly cited in investigative work, but title in the US alone does not prove the funds used were illicit, nor does ownership on paper automatically show the named owner is a front for someone else. For investigators, however, certain patterns increase suspicion, like cash purchase price out of sync with declared incomes, transfers to relatives soon after acquisition, and parallel onshore evidence like bank flows, receipt, share companies, or corroborating testimony. Some commentators have pointed out the very pattern Sowore highlights, that is, purchases, quitclaim transfers to relatives, as a sort of circumstantial trial investigators use. Others note that public records are by nature available to anyone and can be misread or misrepresented without deeper collaboration, which is a fact, and we know we are aware of that. Sowore's petitioning of U.S. authorities is a logical next step if serious questions exist without further U.S. property was bought, or whether U.S. property was bought with proceeds of foreign public corruption. U.S. civil and criminal forfeiture tools and cooperation with foreign prosecutors have been used before in the past to seize assets bought with stolen public funds. But such processes require proof beyond the title document Sowore has publicized. They typically demand financial tracing, witness testimony, and legal processes that can take months or years. Meanwhile, litigants in the US can do pushback vigorously. Demands and competing documentary records complicate swift action. That is exactly their own strategy. We should be blunt as far as this case is concerned. This is as much a political battle as a legal one. Sowore is a prominent critic of Nigeria's political class. Wike is a heavyweight in contemporary Nigerian politics. Whatever the merit of the underlying document, both sides understand the reputational stakes in this matter. Allegations of hidden foreign property are potent in a country fatigued by corruption scandals. Denials and charges of political weaponization are an equally familiar counter. That context makes impartial, transparent investigation essential and also makes rush public judgment risky. I think the independent observers and journalists should look for the following as far as this case is concerned. If you want to get to the bottom, one, corroborating financial trials like bank records, wire transfers, and purchase funding sources. That is one. Two, timing and pattern. When properties were bought, that is when property was bought versus Wike's declared income and when transferred or transfers occurred. Three, documentary authenticity. That is verifying deed, change of title, and notary records with county clerks. Four, statements from co-owners or trustees. Are they named US citizens claiming independent ownership? That's another question to consider. Five, official action. This time around, will US authorities accept your raised petition and open an inquiry? Will Nigerian anti-corruption agencies do the follow-up to this case? And the Sowore's charges are serious and if true, will demand legal consequences and political accountability. But public property records and headline grabbing petitions are starting points, not proof. The most responsible path is forensic investigation in a case like this. Independent financial tracing, verified public record checks, and formal legal processes in the appropriate jurisdictions. Until those steps are complete, the public should treat allegations as allegations worthy of scrutiny and pursuit, but not automatic conviction. If there is any one, or if there's any takeaway in an era when document dumps and social media exposes set the news agenda, facts still matter. Sowore has supplied records and formal petition. Wike has issued denials and offered an alternative explanation. The burden now rests with neutral investigators in Florida, in Nigeria, or both to turn paper trials into verified findings or clear them. Only then can Nigerians and international community draw reliable conclusions. Thank you.